for America. And Anders Auckland just dropped back a little bit. I think it's important to recognise what Chris Freeman's trying to do here, Magna. He's well aware that maybe their next two runners are not the strongest, so he's going to try to give America the best possible position so that the boys can hang on to give Carl Svensson the best opportunity on the last leg. But Auckland for Norway was just concerning you a few moments ago.
Yes, I was concerned about that he was dropping off with 5 to 10 meters, and I am wondering if he have the best glide on his skis. Chris Freeman is second now, and he is trying to catch up to the Burgermeister. I think it was Germany second and Sweden third.
Indeed, still Jens Philbrick there, Södergren well to the fore, and Burgermeister, very, very good 10th place finish in the 30-kilometer classic. Here we can see Philbrick and Södergren. There's Auckland in the red strip, 7. That's Lucas Bauer for the Czech Republic. And they haven't quite reached the 1400-meter mark there. There's Burgermeister just about getting there. And you can see the clock running on the right there will tell you the time difference. And all credit to him, he's really stretching this field out now. Chris Freeman with 10 seconds to make. But it's these teams that are the ones of most interest in that second group. Estonia 18 seconds back. And we haven't really talked too much about Estonia. They've got the Junior World 30-kilometer classic champion of last season. That's Alvar Rehmar on this opening leg. But of course, he's going to hand over to Verpalu, who in turn is going to hand over to Jack Mai, who then will hand over on the last leg to Tobrelutz, one of their rather useful biathletes who's come into the quartet. So Estonia, again, outsiders for a medal, but it really depends on what Verpalu and Mai can do. Now, Chris Freeman, he's beginning to reel Burgermeister in here, and he's got a few meters, as you can see, over Jens Philbrick of Germany, then Södergren. Here comes Auckland in the red, wearing white for the Czech Republic. That's Lucas Bauer, who's proved himself to be proficient in both classic and in freestyle. But unlike last year, when Kukal was the opening runner for the Czech Republic, they've switched it round.
Yes. What is worth to notice is that Italy now are dropping back with 36 seconds, and that's very sad for the Italian team and also for this big crowd of people who are watching this race.
Yeah, again, a no lesser star than Manuela Di Centa, who's never short of a critical word, shall we say, was suggesting that maybe Fulvio Valbuza, who's actually going to pick up the baton on the second leg, should be the man who opens. But Valbuza, he's been sick, and this is going to be his first race, and that's always very difficult when you have been ill.
Also that Anders Auckland is down on the 5th place is a little bit surprising, but now Chris Freeman is going very, very fast. Yeah. Jens Philbrick and Södergren is going good there, and as we said before, Auckland have problems now. That's not good for Norway.
Chris Freeman, very, very impressive. I mean, he came here to these championships directly from the under-23 championships in Bormio, where he won the must start 30-kilometer classic. We thought he might go in that version here, but he needed more recovery time, went in the 15 and got within 2 seconds of a bronze medal, and that was an outstanding performance. And he was actually in the bronze medal position with about a kilometer to go, so he really only lost out by a fraction to the likes of Frode Estil. And I remember sitting here looking out of the commentary box with Chris's teammate Torren Koos last week, and we were absolutely leaping up and down, and Frode Estil's face was a picture because he was scared stiff that he was going to lose the bronze medal.
Now Chris Freeman is just behind the Burgermeister, and if Chris Freeman wants to win this first leg now, I think he will go in front of Burgermeister directly and try an attack. Here we have two of the other favorites, Germany and Sweden. and they are quite calm there because they have Norway behind them and also Russia. Oh, Chris Freeman have fast skis. Look at this.
Very, very fast skis and almost out of control on the turn, trying to let the skis run to maximize the speed, and very, very determined. Burgermeister sitting in there, but Freeman very impressive.
I can see that Chris Freeman are using the new Fischer skis, who was produced just some weeks ago before the championships with the new design. So
this is the narrower tip and the narrower tail.
Yes, correct.
Very interesting, because it's got the bigger mass, hasn't it, in the center of the ski, which makes it just that little bit more responsive.
Yes, they have developed something new, and you can see Burgermeister is going with old skis. Also, I see Anders Aukland was using old skis.
Freeman from Franklin, New Hampshire, and whatever happens, the Americans are having the best championships they've had for years.
And now I think if Philbrich have problems to go together with Södergren. Let's look now in the picture. No, Philbrich and Södergren still together.
Yeah, so Freeman leading up, of course, on this second leg. Just to look back at the situation earlier on, just try to bring you the update on it. Our computer just at this moment misbehaving, so we've lost the data on that. So we're reliant on the information that you can see on the screen with us. But what you see is what you get in the relay. And Sweden, Kazakhstan having not a bad run either.
But first place US and second place for Switzerland at the first leg. That's a quite big surprise. And Freeman is going ahead now with his fantastic skis.
And normal service resumed as far as our computer is concerned. So Chris Freeman ahead of Burgermeister, ahead of Philbrich, and then Södergren. And Kazakhstan, haven't really mentioned them, but Golovko is having a terrific race. He's within 22 seconds of Chris Freeman. And then Lukas Bauer traveling with him. And then the first man for Japan, that's Ebisawa, also having a good run. And he's pushed Rotchev down behind him. So the suggestion is that maybe we thought that Rotchev, who had a good start, that he had good skis, but perhaps he doesn't have good skis, and the Russians are having problems again. And with Rotchev, this is at 8,700 meters. You've got Anders Aukland, and again ski problems there for the Norwegians.
Yes, it was not looking very good for the glide. The waxman for Chris Freeman is the former waxman for Johan Newleg, a Norwegian called Ola Berget, and he has made a fantastic job today.
So the United States coming into the stadium ahead of Switzerland, and it's changeover time very shortly. The representatives of each country out on the track, and they're coming out as I speak now over that very distinctive roller that leads the two men up front into the stadium. So for the United States of America, Andrew Johnson readying himself to take on what Chris Freeman has done for the United States. It's a terrific advantage, and look at him really poling very strongly.
You can make a promotion video of his double pulling. It's excellent. You have a lot of power.
So Chris Freeman to Andrew Johnson. Reto Burgermeister is going to hand over to Beat Koch, and he's on the left of your picture there. Those are the first two through into the stadium. And the first exchange, and now the charge is on for everybody else. Jens Philbrich, he'll be handing over to Andy Schluter. Andy Schluter, twice fifth in the opening classic races of these championships. And Södergren now hands the responsibility to Matti Fredriksson. A rather disappointed Matti Fredriksson, we have to say, because he's yet to get a medal at these championships. The Czech Republic, Jiří Magal takes on the responsibility for the Czech Republic. And for Kazakhstan, Dmitry Eremenko is the man who's away in just about 5th place.
What is surprising is the Norwegian at 8th position, and Anders Aukland was not looking good. And I also think that his sickness earlier in the week must have some influence on the results for Anders Aukland today. So they still now have to go very, very fast.
Yes, this was an uncomfortable journey, a really uncomfortable journey. You're actually looking at Rousselet of France there, flat out on the snow. But now an awful lot of pressure on Frode Estil and indeed on Andy Schluter of Germany, because they've got some work to do, but they have got 10,000 meters in which to close. Finland, who were up there early on now, Tapari fading, and Taipale now taking on the responsibility for Finland. And Italy, you can see 1 minute and 31 seconds. Fabio Mai handing over to Fulvio Valbuza. Well, this relay is certainly not going according to the script, Magna. This is wide open. Reto Bergermeister made the first move. Chris Freeman enhanced that move, and it's America well up front now, with Switzerland chasing as they go up the first climb on this second leg.
Now we see Austria. They are also very far behind. At the 5th position after the first leg we have Kazakhstan. They make a very good first leg, and like the girls did yesterday.
So I think things will change, but we've had a bit of a surprising opening here. You wouldn't expect the Norwegians. They have had problems all season with their waxing, but by this stage in the season you wouldn't have expected them to have this sort of problem.